Everyone, welcome to the show. I have a quick, very satisfying update for you guys about one of Donald Trump's coup clowns, one of the people who tried to help him overturn the 2020 election with bogus legal theories, quote unquote legal. I'm referring to attorney John Eastman. He was known as the architect of the fake elector scheme, which involves submitting a second set of election documents, the certification documents, to Congress and claiming that several key states were still in play for Trump. So I have an update about that to share with you guys. Before I get into this, please do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button below this video. It is free. It helps the show tremendously. I really appreciate it. And a big shout out to everyone who helps with financial donations and memberships each month through Patreon. You and the other platforms as well, but you really help to keep the show going. So I greatly appreciate it. So on to this news, which is pretty good. Considering all the bad that we've had lately, this is a palate cleanser, if you will, and I think you might. So Eastman and other Trump allies, they not only concocted that whole scheme, but you might recall they took part in a pressure campaign against then Vice President Mike Pence to try to force him to sign that fake set of the electors' documents. So complaints were filed against Eastman with the California State Bar, where he used to live and work. He was a law professor at Chapman University. And as you might also recall, in March of 2024, the state bar recommended that Eastman be disbarred, not just, for that specific issue, not just for helping Donald Trump to try to overturn the election, but actually a multitude of violations related to that action. So they included things like moral turpitude, dishonesty, corruption, willful misconduct. They also cited gross negligence. One of the judges who made that decision said, quote, "The scale and egregiousness of Eastman's unethical actions eclipsed those of a Watergate-era attorney for Richard Nixon, who also lost his license to practice law." Well, Eastman kept fighting, and the matter went before the California State Bar Review Department, which is essentially, it's like the appeals court for the state. And last Friday, a 3-judge panel for that appeals court upheld the disbarment, and they wrote in their recommendation, quote, "Due to the serious nature and extent of Eastman's misconduct and the weight of aggravating circumstances, we recommend that Eastman be disbarred. Disbarment is necessary to protect the public, the courts, and the legal profession." And the chief counsel for the California Bar issued a statement afterwards, and he said, quote, "Attorneys have a fundamental obligation to be truthful and uphold the rule of law. John Eastman violated this obligation when, at the behest of his client, now President Donald Trump, he engaged in a calculated campaign to falsely undermine the results of the 2020 presidential election, which then candidate Donald Trump lost. In doing so, Mr. Eastman lied to the courts, Vice President Michael Pence, and the American people. Unfortunately, this is not the final word in this matter. Eastman's attorney already said they're going to appeal. They're going to take this case to the California Supreme Court. That is the body that has the final say in contested disbarments. In the meantime, Eastman's law license is inactive. He cannot practice law in California. As I said, though, he moved. I think he went to Colorado. He may have gone to New Mexico. I'm not sure exactly where he is right now, but he is still facing criminal charges, which we'll see what happens. He's facing the charges in Georgia, which that got derailed by the whole Fani Willis issue. And then he's also charged in Arizona, but that now has hit a snag because the judge now is saying, oh, I think we need to send this back to the court. I think we need to send it back to a grand jury and, see what happens. So I'll keep you guys posted on all of that. But we don't have to worry about how Eastman is paying his bills because he supposedly has raised over $900,000 in donations. The guy has received almost $1 million in donations from people who truly still believe that there was election fraud in 2020. I mean, it is laughable. It's ridiculous. As the saying goes, there is a sucker born every minute, right? I mean, I guess it escaped MAGA's attention that Eastman hasn't provided any evidence of election fraud. So in all of these court appearances, no evidence put forth. In fact, none of Donald Trump's coup clowns have provided evidence, right? You've had multiple court cases. You've had Tina Peters, Mike Lindell, Rudy Giuliani, Eastman. I know I'm forgetting some of them because there's been more. None of them have been able to show a shred of valid evidence about election fraud. Why is that? Have you asked yourself that, MAGA? Have you asked why when they keep saying over and over again, oh, I'm going to get my day in court and I'm going to show all this evidence we have, and not a single one has done it? As I keep saying, that's called a clue, MAGA. Might want to get one. So anyway, guys, I will have more for you. I will keep you posted on all of this. Like I said, I'll keep you posted and up to date on the Arizona deal and whatever the heck is going on with Georgia, if that ever makes it to court. But thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.